Hey, Cowboys Nation! We are heading into an exciting week as America's team prepares to face the New York Giants. And the anticipation around this matchup is building rapidly. With Week 18 on the horizon, the final stretch of the season brings a unique set of circumstances for both teams. And fans should expect a contest that is about much more than just the final score. The Cowboys enter this game with several pressing questions, starting with Dak Prescott's status and how much time he will actually see on the field. Jerry Jones has confirmed that Prescott will start, but the duration of his action is still unclear. Coaches seem to be weighing the balance between keeping the offense sharp and protecting their star quarterback from unnecessary risk, especially as playoff contention is no longer a realistic objective this season, whether Dak sees one drive, a quarter, or perhaps even half of the game. The strategy will undoubtedly be influenced by injury management and the opportunity to provide younger players with meaningful snaps. The Cowboys' injury report continues to be a central storyline. Leading into this matchup, Trevon is dealing with a shoulder problem that could limit his effectiveness, and Malik Davis recently suffered an eye injury, adding more uncertainty to the rotation in the backfield. Carson has been battling a hamstring issue, and Ryan Fennoy's knee problems previously forced him to miss action. While Overshown has been working his way through concussion protocols, Savoni Revel remains in concussion protocol, and Jake Ferguson experienced a calf tweak against the Commanders. Trevon Diggs will be unavailable, though players like Ton Turner and Phil Maffa could return, depending on their recovery. All of this creates a situation where the coaching staff must carefully manage player workloads, ensuring that the team remains competitive without exposing key contributors to undue risk. The balance between health, performance, and opportunity for young talent is delicate, and this week presents the perfect scenario to navigate those competing priorities. On the other side, the Giants bring their own set of questions, particularly in the quarterback department. Jackson Dart is set to start, and his presence introduces an intriguing variable for Dallas defensive schemes. Dart has shown flashes of potential during the season, but has also struggled with consistency, which makes him both an opportunity and a challenge for the Cowboys. How the secondary and pass rush respond to Dart could define key moments in the game, and coaches will likely rotate players to test depth while maintaining enough veteran presence to control the pace. This matchup also provides insight into how Dallas manages the game flow, particularly in situations where starters may play limited snaps while younger players get the chance to prove themselves. It is a rare scenario where development, strategy, and competitiveness intersect, creating an intriguing environment for fans to watch closely. Week 18 represents a prime opportunity for emerging Cowboys to step into the spotlight. Players who have seen limited action during the regular season might now find themselves in meaningful game situations, whether in the backfield, at tight end, or across defensive snaps. Jaden Blue, for example, could see increased touches, offering him the chance to demonstrate his skills beyond the confines of limited regular season opportunities. Jonathan Mingo and other developmental players could similarly gain valuable on-field experience, allowing the coaching staff to evaluate talent in real game conditions. This type of exposure is crucial for young players, as it not only builds confidence but also provides coaches with tangible insight into potential roster decisions for the following season. The combination of starter management and youth integration makes this matchup both strategic and developmental in nature, presenting a fascinating balance between competitiveness and preparation for the future. Health remains a primary concern as the Cowboys approach this game. Football is an inherently physical sport, and every snap carries the risk of injury. The team must carefully manage the condition of key contributors, while also providing meaningful opportunities to younger players. Load management, monitoring recovery, and making informed decisions about playing time are all essential to ensure the team emerges without setbacks that could impact next season. Simultaneously, the game serves as a platform to integrate emerging talent into live-action scenarios, giving them the chance to showcase their abilities and earn trust for the future. Fans want to see an engaging contest, but the overarching priority is finishing the season healthy while gaining valuable information for roster planning and talent evaluation. Scoring dynamics add another layer of intrigue. The Cowboys possess the ability to generate points, particularly if starters play extensively, but the season has shown that second-half execution can fluctuate. The Giants' defensive performance has been inconsistent, which could lead to high-pressure scenarios where young Cowboys are tested. And given the chance to shine, whether Dak sees limited time or Joe Milton enters for key drives, the game offers valuable opportunities for evaluating depth and assessing player readiness. Fans will likely witness younger skill players stepping into prominent roles, including potential contributors returning from injured reserve or elevated from the practice squad. Every snap carries weight not only for immediate results, but also for shaping the team's strategy and personnel choices for the upcoming season. Defensively, the Cowboys face an interesting challenge against a quarterback like Jackson Dart. The unit has shown inconsistency at times, and this matchup provides an opportunity to test the secondary, pass rush, and overall defensive rotations, allowing young players to gain experience in live game coverage and rush situations is instrumental in evaluating readiness for larger responsibilities. Coaches will likely balance exposure with risk, limiting snaps for key veterans while exploring the capabilities of emerging talent. Watching how the defense adjusts to Dart's tendencies, as well as the supporting cast around him, will offer insight into potential adjustments and personnel decisions for the following season. This game is as much about preparation and evaluation as it is about immediate competitiveness. The draft implications linger subtly in the background. While the Cowboys cannot achieve a top 10 pick, outcomes from other games influence their final positioning. Adding a strategic layer to Week 18, the Giants' performance will similarly impact their draft placement, creating a secondary narrative that adds stakes beyond the scoreboard. Fans are not only observing on-field performance, but also analyzing how game results may shape off-season acquisitions and roster priorities. The interplay between competitive play, development, and draft strategy makes this matchup rich with storylines from multiple angles of observation. From a fan perspective, the Week 18 matchup is an intricate blend of excitement, curiosity, and analytical observation, observing how the Cowboys manage starters, how emerging talent responds to increased responsibilities, and how the defense handles a quarterback like Jackson Dart provides a window into both team philosophy and coaching strategy. This game is a microcosm of the balance between competitive integrity, player development, and long-term planning, and it offers insights into decisions that will reverberate well beyond the final whistle. One of the biggest stories heading into this week is how playing time will be managed against the Giants. With Dak Prescott confirmed to start, but likely limited in snaps, the focus naturally shifts to backups and young talent. Joe Milton could see meaningful action, and fans will watch closely to gauge his ability to perform under pressure. This is precisely the type of situation where a young quarterback can either make a memorable statement or reveal areas needing improvement. The coaching staff's approach to this balance of expectation and opportunity will be critical, ensuring that talent is evaluated while maintaining strategic competitiveness. Meanwhile, the health of key contributors continues to dominate conversation. Javonte's shoulder remains a concern, and his availability will impact offensive rotations. Malik Davis' eye injury, Carson's hamstring, and other lingering ailments all factor into personnel decisions. The philosophy appears to lean toward caution, prioritizing the preservation of talent for future campaigns. At the same time, this approach creates openings for younger players to take on responsibilities that carry real game consequences, whether in the backfield, in the receiving rotation, or at tight end. Week 18 becomes a laboratory for testing talent and building confidence while maintaining competitive integrity. Defensively, the Cowboys unit faces a challenge against a quarterback like Jackson Dart. His mixed performance throughout the season provides both an opportunity and a risk. The coaching staff can experiment with alignments, rotations, and defensive schemes, especially for younger players stepping into roles that may have previously been reserved for veterans. Balancing exposure with opportunity allows rookies and backups to gain essential experience without risking injury or morale. Observing how the defense responds to Dart's tendencies and the Giants' supporting cast will offer valuable insights into future personnel decisions and the team's approach for the next season. Emerging players stand to gain the most from this final week. Jaden Blue may see increased touches, showcasing speed, vision, and playmaking ability. Jonathan Mingo could receive extended snaps in the receiving rotation, while other young contributors across the roster have the opportunity to prove their readiness for larger roles. The game acts as a critical evaluation platform, giving coaches and fans a window into the potential future of America's team. Week 18 becomes both a developmental sandbox and a meaningful contest, where every decision carries weight and informs the trajectory of the team moving forward. As the game unfolds, attention will naturally turn to how the Cowboys leverage their depth and manage situational football, with key starters likely seeing limited snaps. The responsibility to maintain momentum falls on emerging players and backups, who have spent much of the season preparing for moments just like this. Offensive coordinators will face the challenge of balancing aggression with caution, using creative play calling to test both the young talent and the Giants' defense while ensuring that the team remains competitive every drive, every series. And every snap becomes an opportunity for evaluation, with coaches watching closely for consistency, decision-making, and execution under pressure. This week is less about purely winning the game and more about strategic insight, as every action has implications for roster decisions, off-season planning, and the cultivation of confidence among less experienced players. Quarterback management is, of course, central to the narrative. Dak Prescott's limited snaps will serve as a benchmark for the team's offensive rhythm, but the real storyline may focus on Joe Milton or other backups stepping into the spotlight. For Milton, meaningful playing time against a dynamic, if inconsistent, quarterback like Jackson Dart could define his off-season trajectory and influence the team's approach to quarterback depth next year. Fans will be closely analyzing his decision-making, poise, and execution, looking for signs of growth, adaptability, and readiness to contribute in high-pressure moments. Beyond the quarterback position, the Cowboys' backfield rotation is likely to see a shift, with players like Jaden Blue, Malik Davis, and other contributors taking on more responsibility. This increased involvement allows the coaching staff to evaluate vision, ball security, and playmaking ability, while offering the younger players the chance to establish themselves as reliable options for the team's future. The receiving corps also presents an area of interest. Jonathan Mingo, along with other emerging talents, may see extended action that highlights not only individual skill sets, but also how effectively they integrate into the offensive scheme. Route running, timing, and the ability to create separation will be key evaluation metrics, particularly in situations that simulate pressure or contested throws. The coaching staff can use this opportunity to test combinations of receivers and tight ends, observing how well the unit functions when starters are resting, or when young players are inserted into meaningful roles. These in-game insights are invaluable for determining depth chart priorities and preparing for scenarios that may arise next season due to injury, free agency, or strategic adjustments. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. Shockwaves are rippling through the NFL as news breaks of the dismissal of Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Sources close to the organization indicate that the decision came after mounting frustration among the fan base, which has been vocal in its criticism of the team's direction under Schottenheimer's leadership. While the Cowboys have maintained a storied legacy of success, recent seasons have left supporters increasingly restless, and it seems the pressure reached a tipping point behind the scenes. Though the organization has not confirmed all the details publicly, insiders suggest that the relationship between the coaching staff and key players may have been strained, contributing to a growing sense of urgency to make a change. Analysts have long speculated that Schottenheimer's offensive strategies, often described as cautious and formulaic, clashed with the high expectations surrounding the Cowboys roster. Fans, in particular, have not been shy about expressing their dissatisfaction on social media, with chants and online campaigns calling for bold moves and leadership changes. The timing of the announcement has sparked a flurry of speculation about potential replacements. Names of prominent coordinators and even retired legends are already circulating among commentators, with debate centered around whether the franchise will prioritize a defensive overhaul, a fresh offensive mindset, or a blend of both. Meanwhile, the locker room atmosphere is under scrutiny, as reports suggest that players are already adjusting to the uncertainty, with many looking for signals about the team's next chapter. Sports insiders note that while the dismissal may appear sudden to casual observers, such decisions are often the culmination of months of internal evaluation, performance metrics, and strategic planning. Some believe the Cowboys front office is preparing for a bold statement, one that could redefine the team's identity and signal a more aggressive approach heading into future seasons. Amid the rumors, one thing is clear: the fan base is unlikely to hold back, and expectations for immediate change are sky high as speculation continues to mount. The NFL community watches closely, anticipating how one of football's most high-profile franchises will navigate this pivotal moment. Will the Cowboys seize this opportunity to reinvent themselves? Or will the search for a new leader ignite even more debate and tension among fans? For now, uncertainty reigns, and every move from the front office is being scrutinized. As the saga of Brian Schottenheimer's departure unfolds, that's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.